Hi there, my name's Charlie Kester and I'm making this video because I've been beating multiple sclerosis every day and I've gotten my life back. I've also found it is about making the most of the limited amount of time we are given. I decided to use my time to trade an ordinary multiple sclerosis life for an extraordinary life. I know your time is valuable, so let's go. Buckle up, Buttercup. Okay, let's get started with a picture. Beating multiple sclerosis is just like making a pizza. How can I say this? Well, number one, I like pizza. Number two, every pizza is different, just like every person who has MS is different. There's no exact correct way to beat MS for each individual, just like there's no exact perfect way to make a pizza. Everybody is going to build their own perfect pizza. So when you look at these 7 areas in your life that I'm about to share with you, the things that I did are not going to be the things you're going to do. You might want to change them up. Definitely want to change them up a little bit. The point is to find what works best for you and start moving. Number one, begin with the end in mind and make decisions. So begin with the end in mind. What does that mean? Get a picture of how you want your life to be, the kind of person you want to be, the kind of family member you want to be, the mother, father, and start making decisions to make that happen. The next thing you need to do, number 2, is find great health care. Find a doctor you trust, find a medicine that makes you feel better and stops the progression. Look at alternative medicines to complement that. There are lots of wonderful naturopathic doctors out there. There's Eastern medicine that you might want to work. Acupuncture might work great for you. Also, we have to look at experimental medicine. There are new therapies coming up all the time that are worth exploring and that may be worth trying for you. And lastly, let's not forget our mental health. A doctor told me one time, Charlie, I don't think you'll get rid of this until you address the thing that caused it. 3, your attitude. Choose happy and grateful. Choose happy and grateful. This is the only choice you're guaranteed at the start of every day, and it will draw the people and things to you that you need to get better. 4, move and stretch. Multiple sclerosis wants to turn us into closeted turnips. We are not closeted turnips. Join a gym and walk your dogs and stretch. When you use your muscles, you are helping your brain. Your brain then can help your muscles. It all works together. It will change your life if you join a gym and start to move and stretch. Number 5, surround yourself with family of your choosing. There's the family we're born with, our birth family, and then there's the family of your choosing. You need to have a family, your chosen family, that is one that shares your values, that will support you, that understands you. You deserve that family, and you need to find that family and limit the access to you of people who do not fit in that category. Number 6, eat the right things. Eat the right things. There are MS diets that have been helpful to a lot of people. There are other healthy diets that will help you. Losing weight, if you have a hard time walking, is never a bad thing. I lost 20 pounds and it was a game changer for me. The Dalai Lama says, eat half as much, walk twice as far. There's something that works for everybody out there diet-wise. Number 7, there's a power in the universe, whether you want to call it God or science, there's a power out there far greater than self-will. Tap into it. Well, I grew up in Seattle, and 20 years ago, I was heading up a company. I was running triathlons. I was a skier. I coached kids' sports, and I was dating this wonderful, beautiful girl who would eventually marry me. I was generally a pretty happy guy. I was in Colorado getting ready for a triathlon, running along a narrow path above a river, and my balance was off. I almost fell down the hill into the river. Shortly thereafter, I noticed my distance vision was off. So I went to see a doctor friend of mine, and Bob did an exam, and he said, well, Charlie, I want you to go see a neurologist. I said, why do you want me to go see a neurologist? He said, because I think you have MS. So I went to see the neurologist with a brand new MRI in hand. He already had my blood work. He did an exam, and then he said, yes, Charlie, you do have multiple sclerosis. This really didn't fit my life plan. So Mike Tyson was preparing to fight Evander Holyfield back in the day. And a reporter told Tyson that, Holyfield's got a plan for his fight with you. Tyson said, yeah, everybody's got a plan till they get punched in the mouth. Well, I just got punched in the mouth. So I tried to power through. I kept working out. I kept trying to run. I thought I'd throw in some acupuncture treatment. That didn't really do any good. I got heavy into allergy treatment that had helped people with that I knew with autoimmune diseases. That didn't really do it. To make matters worse, there was a sign, a billboard taken up by the Multiple Sclerosis Society on a main road to my house. I drove by this sign every day. Is it the water? It underscored that nobody knew what the heck was going on. And even more fun, in the upper right corner, it let me know every day that there were more people in the Pacific Northwest with multiple sclerosis than anywhere else in the world. Well, since nobody had any answers, I figured I was going to have to find my own answers. So I got on the internet, and thank you, Al Gore, and I started doing some MS research. It didn't take long for me to find out that nobody knew very much. The only positive answer I could find was a venous angioplasty procedure done by a Dr. Zamboni in Italy. But it was expensive and in Italy, so that was off the table. What we settled on? Sunshine. What do I mean by sunshine? Move to a sunny state. We looked at Florida, we looked at Gulf Coast, we looked at Texas, we looked at California, we looked at Arizona. My wife said, Arizona, I always wanted to come back as a snake on a hot rock. So we made a plan. Andre and the girls would stay in Seattle and sell the house. Sparkle, the Westie, and I would pile in the car and head down to Arizona. Believe it or not, things actually started to happen. We found an amazing house in Arizona in a wonderful location at a great price. I did get in to see the neurologist I wanted to see at Mayo Clinic. Andre had a friend who had dated a man who had a son who was a doctor at Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. Some phone calls were made, dots were connected, and shortly I got in to see the neurologist in Scottsdale. When I went to see him, he did me two huge favors. One, he got me on a medicine that I only had to take once a month. It had no side effects, and it kept me from getting worse. The second thing is, he told me that after looking at all of my test results and my new MRI, that my MS was going to get worse and my quality of life also would get worse, and there was no answer. A light went off in my head, a voice went off in my head that said, that's not my story. And I knew then better than at any other time that I would find a way through MS. And so that was two wonderful favors. I started seeing a homeopath, and he was testing me for substances that were in my body that the white blood cells might be attacking and chewing up my the myelin around my nerves and brain. It wasn't working, and I was being tested by his wife one day, and I said, you people are wonderful, and I know you're helping a lot of people, but this isn't helping me. She slid a piece of paper across the table to me. I said, what's that? And she says, it's a phone number. I said, a phone number to what? She said, it's a phone number to a clinic in California that does the Zamboni procedure. So we were off to California for the Zamboni procedure and an opportunity to walk better and better. We had the procedure done. The doctor said, okay, the procedure was a success. I did feel much better already the day after the surgery. He said, but you're going to need to go find a physical therapist to teach you how to walk again. And so we drove back to Arizona, feeling great. Got signed up to see a physical therapist, learn how to walk better. But meanwhile, I was able to walk better and better. My thinking was more clear, and I was feeling pretty good until I wasn't. Things got better for about 3 weeks, and then all my gains that I had experienced following the CCSBI procedure, they disappeared, and I got worse and worse and worse and worse. I called the surgeon and explained, and I said, "What do we do about this?" He said, "I know what's happened. The valves that I opened in your veins have closed, and the blood and the heavy metals are no longer being drained from your brain." I said, "Oh, well, what do we do about that?" He said, "You have the procedure done again." I said, "Oh, how many times do we do that?" And he said, "I've never seen the valves not give up after a second venous angioplasty." So we were back off to California for Zamboni procedure number 2. The good thing is, positive results, and they held. So I went back to physical therapy, kept at it, and I was in PT for 2 years, learning how to walk again, slowly, very slowly getting better and better. Meanwhile, I'd stopped by to see a naturopathic doctor, and he was helping me a little bit. And then the second or third time I saw him, he said, "Charlie, I don't think you're going to get better until you address the thing that caused MS." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Would you be willing to see a therapist?" And I said, "Yeah, but what do you mean?" He goes, "The stresses that you were going through, I think, are still bothering you. You need to learn how to deal with them." So I was off to see a talk therapist who I did not know at the time was she also did energy work. So she was very helpful to me, and she did her energy work, moving energy around in my body, and I felt a little bit of tingle when I saw her, until one day when she lit me up, and my whole body was buzzing from my toes to the top of my head. But you know what? I took a leap forward. Who'd ever heard of energy work? Who'd ever heard of talking to a therapist to get rid of your MS or lessen the effects of your MS? But these were of enormous benefit to me. So back to PT for another couple months, when I was taken aside by the wonderful lady there who'd been helping me, and she sat me down and she said, "Charlie, you're done here." I said, "What do you mean I'm done here?" "I'm not done. I walk funny. I can't run. I'm not done." And she said, "Well, Charlie, that's why everyone here loves you. But you'll never be done. We know that. But you're done here." I said, "Well, what do I do?" And she said, "I don't know. Maybe a personal trainer at a gym." So I'm back at the gym now, and the second or third day back, I run into this gal who had been in a horrible car wreck, and she's in great shape now. And she explained to me that the trainer over there, the lady with all the funny straps and the belts and the pulley things and all the weirdness, had completely changed her life. Right then, I found my personal trainer. So yet another amazing thing. So with the help of that person, I was able to get stronger. And one day I started to fall, and my brain went, "Oh no." And all by itself, my right leg shot out and caught me. Things just started to get better. I didn't fall. I avoided a fall. I hadn't done that in years. So I started to set goals for myself. Like, I wanted to walk around Troon Mountain. I determined I was going to help my daughters. They were in 3rd and 4th grade, I think. I decided that when it was time for them to go to college, I was going to help them move in. I wasn't just going to sit on a bench somewhere and watch. I was going to help carry things and help move them in. And I was able to do these things. It took years of work. It took years of work to be able to do them, but I'm so glad I didn't. I'm so glad I didn't waste those years. I'm so glad that I worked hard and was able to walk around Troon Mountain and able to help my daughters. Amazing things continued to happen. There was a man at the gym who was a decorated retired Navy SEAL. He stopped me one day and said, "I've been watching you. You're a warrior." I said, "Thank you very much." But he said, "No, you don't get it. You are. I'm going to Coronado to the Navy base this weekend, and I'm getting you a SEAL t-shirt." And he did. A few weeks later, there was a sign announcing a new trainer who specialized in something called fascia stretching. What's fascia? Well, fascia is a collagen net that surrounds every muscle, every organ, every vein, and every nerve in your body. It provides the structure that supports everything inside our bodies. The sign also said that when you stretch fascia, it helps muscle talk to muscle. And apparently when this happens also, oftentimes there's energy released, more energy. Enough said, I wanted to see this lady and see what she could do to help me. From the time I saw her, I started to get better and better at an even more rapid clip. Where am I now? Those are the things I've done. But how is it now? Well, my family is happy and healthy. I did walk 5 miles around Troon Mountain. I did help both my daughters move into Boston College when it was their time to go. I walked 13 miles the other day on hot streets through our neighborhood, up and down hills. My balance is much better. I can put my shoes and socks on standing up. I rode on Tempe Town Lake, crazy. I climbed 2,800 foot tall Pinnacle Peak. I can't believe it. You know, I've gotten my life back, and I know there's more good stuff to come. So what can you do to beat MS every day? Focus on the 7 areas we talked about. Number 1, begin with the end in mind. Picture it. Get a vision board, pull up old pictures from things you used to do, but picture what you want to be able to do, and then start making decisions that will get you there. Number 2, get amazing healthcare, doctor, medicine, alternative medicine, mental health therapists. You need these people. 3, choose happy and grateful. Happy and grateful. Attitude is the only choice we're guaranteed every single day. Number 4, move and stretch. MS wants to make us turnips. We are not turnips. We will not be turnips. Move and stretch. It will change your life. Number 5, surround yourself with family of your choosing. Number 6, eat the right things. Eat the right things. You'll feel better, you'll get to a healthy weight, and you'll move better. It may change your life. 7, there's a power in the universe. Whether you believe in God, whether you believe in science, there is a power in the universe far stronger than self-will. Tap into it. It's free, and it can change your life. There's so many examples. Look around. There's so many examples, and if you do it, I guarantee you will see that it will change your life. And you know what? If you're not happy with the changes, you can always get back what you have right now. Thanks for listening.